everybody, it's Kristen. Today we're going to go over 5 different ways to place eyes on Amigurumi. This is a pattern by Dandy Knots called Baby Turtle Friend, and I'm going to show you 5 different ways to do eyes. For our turtle, on this turtle, we're going to make crochet eyes. Crochet eyes are child safe. They're great because they don't require any additional supplies. You just need yarn and a hook, which I'm sure you already have. They are fairly easy to do if you know how to do a magic circle. There we go, let me fix that yarn. The cons of them is they are time consuming and they aren't always perfect, which is unfortunate. So first we're just going to take our black yarn. I prefer Caron Simply Soft because it's a little thinner than regular worsted weight yarn. And we're going to make a magic circle of 6 single crochets. 1, 2, and Caron splits a lot. It's kind of annoying. But you know, whatever. 3, 4. Seriously, it's going to split every time. Great. 5, 6. So then we're going to close up our circle and then we're going to slip stitch back into the first one. Now we have our first magic circle eye. Cut off the tail. Close up the circle. Here we go. And I'm gonna take a moment to weave in this end, the starting end, and then I'm gonna make a second one, but I'm gonna spare you all the pain of having to watch that. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so now we have 2 6 single crochet magic circles for eyes. And now we're gonna sew them onto our turtle. Okay, so now we have the black part sewn on to our turtle, but I always think that solid black eyes look soulless and kind of creepy, so we're going to add a white highlight. So we're going to grab our white yarn and we're just going to pop it through somewhere on the turtle and go up toward our eye. And then we're going to just try to add a highlight by going through. Okay, so we added highlights. Are they perfect? Nope. They look like they're not too bad though. So he has some eyes and they are very child safe. This is one of those techniques that you need to practice. There's quite a few of those, and I don't do the crochet eyes often anymore. I used to do them a lot when I did worsted weight projects, but with the chenille it's a little harder to sew them in. But I wanted to show you the technique just so that you would know how to do it. So now I'm just tying these in knots and weaving them through some other part of the turtle's body. And then I will cut the yarn and he will be done. And you'll have one technique that you can use. And you may not like some of these techniques. You may like them better, some better than others. But it's great to have extra techniques in your tool belt so that way you can make amigurumi for all ages. So just cut that. Cut that. And there you go. He is all set. This little turtle is going to have needle felted eyes. We have some white roving, some black roving, my needle felted needle. I also have a spare needle because you tend to break them easily, so it's always good to have a spare on hand, and some scissors. I have this stencil that I used. I believe you can get it at Staples. You don't need a stencil. I just find it easier to use it because it's just easier. So what we're going to do is grab some of the black roving, and it helps if you already start rolling it in your fingers because your fingers are creating heat and friction that also already starts the felting process. So we're going to use the 7/16, and we're going to see where we want to put our eye. I guess we'll just go with right there. And then we're going to put our thing in, our roving in, and then we're just going to stab it a bunch. And we're going to shape it as we go and needle felt. There's one side done. I'm gonna do the other side and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we have both sides done. Another con with needle felting is they're never gonna look exactly the same, which is a little bit of a bummer, but they're done. I am gonna add a white highlight because I really just don't like the way just plain black looks. So we're gonna take some of our white roving, and we don't need very much of the white, and we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna pick a smaller circle. So let's get that done. Really don't need much of the white. Just this little one. Oops. Well, this is a bit of a mess, so I am going to clean this up, figure it out, and do the other side, and I'll show you when they're done. Alright, so we finished our needle felting. Are they perfect? Nope, again, but that's because it's really hard to get them the same. But it still looks pretty cute, and it is very child safe. Needle felting is very time consuming. With practice, you can get really good at it, and some people make amazing eyes and amazing needle felted creations. But that is another option. Okay, next we have safety eyes. So we have a decapitated turtle here because you have to add safety eyes in before you finish your project. Our polyfill to stuff our head with, a needle to sew our head on, and our safety eyes. I picked 9mm because that's what I have on hand. Safety eyes are great because they're always consistent because they're manufactured. They're super easy to put in, and they don't take any time at all. So you can get them done quickly. So those are the pros of safety eyes. The cons is they are not safe. They do not fit under the compliance laws for the 3 and under crowd. So that's a bit of a problem if you're selling or if you don't know who your work's going to. If you have an older child, safety eyes are a great choice. So we're just gonna flip it inside out. We place the eyes where we want them. We're gonna put our washer on the back and then just push it down to the bottom. Simple as that. I have seen some crafters use hot glue on the backs of the washers. I've also seen some use a lighter to melt the tops of the backs of the safety eyes. I've also seen some people just hot glue them in. Like just from this angle, just put hot glue. I'm just gonna show you the way that the manufacturer intended with the washers. So then we just have our safety eyes on. We're gonna stuff our head. Here we go. And then we just sew our head to its body. Here you go. Safety eyes. The easiest of all the techniques. but also the least safe for under 3. I don't use safety eyes generally because I do sell my stuff and I don't know who people are buying the stuffies for. So I try to keep them child safe. Another method, here's our turtle, is embroidery. You just need some black yarn, again with the Caron Simply Soft, and some white yarn if you want to add highlights, a needle, and some scissors. Embroidery is not one of my favorite things to do. I find it very challenging and I don't do it enough to be really proficient at it. However, it is a very child-safe method and it doesn't require any additional supplies like needle felting does. So you just go through anywhere in the turtle and come out where you want the eye. I'm going to do really simple embroidery back and forth because that's about my skill set, and even that, you know, sometimes doesn't turn out that well. We're just going to go ahead and give it a go. Another method is to use felt eyes. So these eyes were made with the Cricut. It's just regular felt and then iron-on transfer. So you use the Cricut to cut the circle of the felt, and then you cut the circles for the iron-on transfer and iron it on. I make them in big batches. You can also buy them from Etsy. So this is the method I've been using lately for my crocheted stuffies. So on this one, it's pretty easy. You just need a hot glue gun, your eyes. I can't decide if I'm going to do the small or the large. I did large and all the rest, so it'd be consistent, but I do like the small better. We're going to go with the small. Why not? So the pros of this one are that it's fairly quick if you have the Cricut and the eyes already done. If you have to make everything, it does take a while. And they look relatively the same, which is nice. You don't have that variation like you do with the needle felting and the crochet eyes and all that. The cons are that it's hot glue, so I always burn myself, and that you only get one shot to get it right. If you don't get it in the right spot, your stuffed animal is pretty much ruined. So, oh my gosh, I apologize. I literally just threw the hot glue gun. See, this is why I'm not allowed to use things that can hurt me, because I will. All right, let's see if I can do this. All right, I'm just gonna put a little hot glue under there. Oh, come on. There we go. Press it down. There we go. There's one. And we're going to do the other. There. Sorry about that. And we're going to go like that. And there you have it. They're hot glued on. So that's pretty easy. Here they are. I do like the look of these. I am going to take a needle with some black thread, you can't really see the thread, and just secure them a little extra because I am definitely one of those people who's paranoid about safety. So this is just an extra step I do. I haven't really seen other people do this, but it makes me feel a little bit better in case people do buy these for younger children. So take what you will from that. Anyway, I'm going to just sew these on extra and I will be back. Okay, so I secured them just with a couple little stitches. I did a stitch here and then I went through the other side, did a stitch, and then went back through, did a stitch, and then back through, and then just put them through and tied them off. So that way it's just one extra level of security. So this is Mr. Felt Eyes. So there you are. There you have it, 5 types of eyes you can do. There's needle felting, crochet circle, embroidered, felt, safety. Like some different options to finish your stuffed animals. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.